So for me, I was fortunate enough to have a really good coach growing up, and she taught us a lot of technical things that helped me grow into be first a national champion, then a world champion, and then an Olympian. And I'm teaching the same exact things to these kids, and just paying it forward. Everything about skating is very technical. So we start off with the basics, and the reality is it doesn't matter what skill level these kids are. They can take these drills and build on them, and if they implement them into their program, then they'll be better skaters.
Talk about your experience in Sochi. What do you take away from that going forward? Because I know the goal is 2018 now, I imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, going into the Olympics, I tried to anticipate how big the Olympics was going to be, and I tried to, prepare myself for the media and things like that. But, when you get to the Olympics, it far outweighs anything you can possibly imagine. So I got there, and, for me, since I switched over, I've had a lot of ups and downs, and I think personally I'm physically able, and I'm as an athlete I'm capable of doing the sport and being successful on an Olympic level, but I just didn't have enough time to be consistent enough. And I think when I was at the games, I was on kind of like a downward spiral, not the spiral, but I was on the downside of the mountain. So I was battling that, and for me, that was my third competitive season on the ice. I was halfway through that season. And it was a really good experience. It opened my eyes for what's going to come up in the next 4 years, and how to deal with the media, how to deal with sponsors, things like that are going to be very beneficial for me. And I'm looking forward to training for the next 4.
Making that transition in 2011, as you mentioned, it's been a short period of time. What do you think has allowed you to thrive? And I know that there are similarities, obviously, between the two, but what's allowed you to compete at such a high level in such a quick amount of time?
When I first switched over to the ice, I didn't have great coaching. I didn't have great guidance. And this last year and a half, I had a really good program around me, and I had a great coach, Kip Carpenter, who's an Olympic bronze medalist. That made a huge difference for me. There was a little bit of a learning curve at first, just because the words they use and the terms they use to describe certain things, we don't really have those in inline skating. So I had to relearn all these terms and what they're talking about, and I basically started over as a beginner in that sense. So once I figured out what he was trying to tell me, then things moved along a lot quicker. And then just getting a consistent training program in with a good coach, I think that's really what nailed it.
A final question, going forward, what are some of the short-term and long-term goals that you've got?
Short term for me right now is to travel around and put on as many camps as I can, like I'm doing right here in Fort Wayne. It's a win-win for me, because as an Olympic athlete, funding is always a little bit of an issue. We're always struggling a little bit here or there to figure out how we're going to make ends meet throughout the year. So these clinics give me a great chance to put some money away so I can actually pursue my dream throughout the ice season. And at the same time, on the other side of that, it allows me to pay it forward to these kids and really give them what I had access to when I was a kid that helped me become who I was.